Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Sudan's Civil War. Today, we're diving into the ongoing Sudan Civil War, a humanitarian crisis that's been shaking the nation since 2023. The conflict began in April 2023 between Sudan's army, led by General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, and the Rapid Support Forces RSF, a powerful paramilitary group headed by Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, also known as Hemedti. Tensions rose after disagreements over how the RSF would integrate into the national army as part of Sudan's transition to civilian rule. The war has devastated major cities like Khartoum and Darfur, killed over 15,000 people, and displaced millions. Civilians are caught in the crossfire, with widespread reports of looting, rape, and ethnic violence, particularly in West Darfur, where some describe it as ethnic cleansing. Despite international efforts to mediate peace, fighting continues. Sudan's people are enduring unimaginable suffering, and the world must not look away. Rwanda-Congo War. Today, we're breaking down the brutal and complex conflict known as the Rwanda-Congo War, one of the deadliest wars in modern African history. The war has its roots in the 1994 Rwandan genocide, where nearly 800,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus were killed. After the genocide, the perpetrators, mostly Hutu militias, fled into eastern Zaire, now the Democratic Republic of Congo. Rwanda, fearing cross-border attacks, invaded in 1996 to hunt them down, sparking the First Congo War and overthrowing dictator Mobutu Sese Seko. But tensions didn't end there. In 1998, the Second Congo War erupted, involving 9 African nations and dozens of rebel groups. It became known as Africa's World War. The conflict officially ended in 2003, but violence, especially in eastern Congo, continues today, largely due to ethnic tensions, foreign interference, and control over rich mineral resources. Over 5 million lives have been lost, mostly from disease and starvation. The war left scars that still affect Central Africa today. Amok slowdown. It is something that could drastically affect our planet's climate. The slowing down of the Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation, or AMOC. AMOC is a massive ocean current system that carries warm water from the tropics northward and cold water back south. It plays a critical role in regulating global climate, especially in Europe, Africa, and the Americas. But recent studies show it's weakening faster than expected, largely due to climate change, melting ice from Greenland, and increased rainfall diluting ocean salinity. If AMOC collapses, it could trigger harsher winters in Europe, disrupt monsoons in Africa and Asia, and raise sea levels along North America's east coast. It might even destabilize weather patterns worldwide. Scientists warn we may be nearing a tipping point. It's a wake-up call to act on climate change before Earth's natural systems turn against us. Haiti's situation. Haiti is currently facing one of the worst crises in its modern history. Once known as the first Black republic to gain independence in 1804, today the country is plagued by extreme political instability, gang violence, and a humanitarian emergency. Since the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse in 2021, the government has struggled to maintain control. Armed gangs have taken over large parts of the capital, Port-au-Prince, forcing hundreds of thousands to flee their homes. Basic services like healthcare, education, and clean water are in short supply. The economy is collapsing with food and fuel prices soaring, and nearly half the population facing acute hunger. Meanwhile, international aid efforts are under strain, and many Haitians feel abandoned by the global community. Despite all this, the people of Haiti continue to show strength and resilience. But without urgent political reforms, security intervention, and global support, the crisis will only deepen. Europe's bug problem. Europe is experiencing a shocking ecological crisis, an estimated 80% decline in insect populations over the last few decades. This includes butterflies, bees, beetles, and many other essential species. And it's not just about bugs disappearing, it's about entire ecosystems collapsing. Insects play a critical role in pollinating crops, recycling nutrients, and serving as food for birds and other animals. Without them, food chains break down. Studies from Germany and the UK have shown that even protected nature reserves aren't safe, suggesting this decline is widespread and accelerating. The main causes? Pesticide use, habitat loss, climate change, and industrial farming. Fields that once buzzed with life are now silent. And scientists warn that if we don't act now, we could face serious consequences for food production and biodiversity. Europe's insect decline isn't just a nature problem. It's a warning sign for the future of our planet. Myanmar Civil War. Myanmar is in the middle of a brutal civil war that has shattered the country since the military coup in February 2021. The military, known as the Tatmadaw, overthrew the elected government and detained leaders like Aung San Suu Kyi. This sparked mass protests, followed by violent crackdowns. But resistance didn't stop. Instead, it evolved into a nationwide armed struggle. Ethnic armed groups, pro-democracy fighters, and civilian militias have united against the military, creating a powerful opposition known as the People's Defense Forces. The conflict has devastated the country. Over 2 million people displaced, thousands killed, and entire towns destroyed. Airstrikes, arrests, and internet blackouts have become routine. Meanwhile, humanitarian aid is struggling to reach those in need. The world watches, but Myanmar's crisis deepens. This is no longer just a political conflict. It's a fight for survival, freedom, and the future of a nation. Balkans situation. The Balkans, a historically tense region in Southeast Europe, is once again facing growing instability. While the wars of the 1990s are over, political tensions, ethnic divisions, and economic struggles continue to stir unrest. In Bosnia and Herzegovina, deep ethnic divides threaten to break the fragile peace, with Republika Srpska pushing for more independence. Kosovo and Serbia remain locked in a standoff, with violent clashes and stalled EU-led negotiations fueling fears of renewed conflict. Meanwhile, corruption, unemployment, and slow progress toward EU membership frustrate citizens across the region. External influences from Russia, the EU, and the US only add pressure, turning the Balkans into a geopolitical battleground. The region stands at a crossroads between integration and division, progress and instability. The Balkans situation is a reminder. Peace can never be taken for granted, and unresolved history often returns if ignored. Miombo Woodlands. The Miombo Woodlands, stretching across Central and Southern Africa, are under growing threat from massive wildfires, covering parts of Angola, Zambia, Mozambique, and beyond. These woodlands support millions of people and countless species. But every year, huge areas are burned, often intentionally. Many of these fires are caused by slash-and-burn agriculture, charcoal production, and land clearing. Combined with climate change and prolonged dry seasons, the fires are becoming more intense and widespread. These fires don't just destroy trees. They release large amounts of carbon, contribute to air pollution, and threaten biodiversity. Elephants, antelopes, birds, and even local communities are being pushed out of their habitats. Despite their ecological value, the Miombo woodlands receive little international attention. If fires continue at this rate, we risk losing one of Africa's most important ecosystems. The Miombo isn't just burning, it's disappearing. Uyghurs in China. China's treatment of the Uyghur Muslim minority in Xinjiang has drawn global outrage, and for good reason. Over 1 million Uyghurs have been detained in what Beijing calls re-education camps. But survivors describe forced labor, indoctrination, torture, and even sterilization. The Chinese government heavily monitors daily life, using facial recognition, AI surveillance, and police checkpoints to track people simply for practicing their faith or speaking their native language. Mosques have been destroyed. Children are separated from families. Women report being subjected to sexual abuse and forced abortions. This isn't just discrimination. It's a systematic attempt to erase a people and their culture. Despite international condemnation, China denies all allegations, calling them lies and interference. But leaked government documents and satellite images tell a different story. Speaking up matters, because silence allows oppression to continue. The world must keep watching and demanding justice. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.